Hi, I'm Hyland, Montclair, New Jersey. I'm a candidate for the Apprentice Beekeeping program for University of Florida, and I am doing my Apprentice Hive Inspection Practical Assessment rubric with my own hives in my own backyard. So the first thing I need to do is light a smoker, and okay, locate my smoker. Okay, so here's my smoker. I'm going to do it on a level surface. Down off. So as per the rubric, I'm just going to light a little bit of fuel. Drop it in there. We'll put it in lightly. Got that nice white smoke. Sorry about the camera. Take a little bit more, put it in lightly. Got that nice white smoke. A little bit more, nice and lightly. There's white smoke. Try to grab some without leaves, but I'm pretty confident that this smoker is going to stay lit. So I'm going to pack it down. Smoke is lit. Okay, so I'm putting my veil on. Safety. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 21 days since my last inspection. I had COVID. Can you hear me?
Probably.
Okay, so the hive I'm going to open right now is 47, and I checked it on the 10th. I saw eggs, larvae, cap brood, lots of frames of bees. I even took some out, but I did have 6 varroa mites and some small hive beetle. 47, right? Let me just double check. Yeah, 47. Okay, so come over here. Gonna smoke all the hives. This is just gonna look at the entrance. Can you get me from the front, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Oh, from the front of the hive?
Yeah, I guess you might.
I'll go all the way around.
So I have activity in the front. I'm giving a roll. Got some smoke. Checking the hive, checking outside the hive to see if there's any bees on the ground. Or any debris in front of the hives. I'm doing a little smoke on this hive. Looking to see if they're bringing in any pollen. They're going a little fast, and I'm just going to smoke all the hives in the apiary. I have a little weed management to do here. Okay, there's debris on this one, and I am suspecting there's possibly a very ill colony in here. This could be robbers. The signs of these bees doesn't necessarily mean that there's bees in that hive. And finally that one. So I haven't inspected this hive since the 10th of August. Brood minder in there. My insulated shim. It's nice to see the bees on the top. Can we do that? So I can look in. Want to look in the top? I'm having a little difficulty with small hive beetle here. So it's nice to see the bees in the top. I have a queen excluder on this. So what I'm ultimately going to do is just take these boxes off. Oh, this is interesting over here. Would you like to see this? If you can get into that, can you come from this angle maybe? So this is a dryer sheet for small hive beetle, and you can see the bees on there are actually corralling the small hive beetle. This actually really worked. I should have gotten more dryer sheets put in, but I have a small hive beetle trap. Probably after this assessment, I'll put the small hive beetle trap in there. A nice fresh one, but for this assessment, I'm gonna go down to the brood box. I'm not gonna stay in the honey chambers. So, gently use my hive tool. This is my hive tool. This is a medium super filled with honey. This is another medium super filled with honey. This is a medium brood box. This is a queen excluder. This is another medium brood box. This is a bottom board. This is my brood minder scale. So, and this is my clear inner cover. I don't have a traditional inner cover. This is my inner cover. Gotta go look at that rubric again. Make sure I cover everything.
All right.
So I'm gonna add a little smoke under there. Give them a moment. Smoke is lit. I just like it a little more poofy. So I'm gonna refresh it before I go any further. I see the bees trying to corral small hive beetle. Okay, so I'm gonna stage these over here. I'm used to getting help with my hives, so down, catty corner. Actually, what we'll do is just side for a second so that I can put the first one down. You got me in view, right?
Partially, yeah.
Okay. So this is a honey super. Bees are drawing it out, which is nice. And we're a little bit light before, so it's good to see them. I'll pull one frame, but really what I want to be doing right now is my interior hive inspection. So I'm going to the second frame, and I just cut all the propolis. Allow me to show, okay, so this is beeswax. This is beeswax that they make for bridges. This scoopy stuff here is propolis that they seal cracks with. Some propolis there too. Were you able to zoom in on that by any chance?
You know, I moved the phone closer.
Okay. So this is not filled all the way. Definitely bringing in, okay, I'm supposed to identify this. This is nectar. This is capped honey. Obviously that's not a good example, but we'll just do that for the time being. I'll put this in my quiet box. I'm supposed to identify that too, I think. So, little smoke covers the pheromones. Okay, here's another frame. That's nectar. A tiny bit of capped honey on there. Okay, that's nice. They are filling this up. I might come back and add a super here later. They're still on a nectar flow for the Japanese knotweed, which is behind me on the river. Okay, look, lots of nectar. More capped honey. Okay, I'm very happy with this box, and now I think I am going to think about supering this later when I'm done with this inspection. Okay. And I'm going to go back later and I'm going to replace that small hive beetle trap. But for now, I want to assess the health of the bees, because when I did my alcohol wash last time, they had high mites. More smoke. Still getting smoke. I lit the smoker the way I was taught in the University of Florida. I don't usually do it this way. I go back later and I fill it up, but it's all good. Put that here. Put this caterpillar on here. I'll take this box. I'm going to put it on top. These have the inner cover. They should be remaining nice and quiet. Did that gently so I didn't squish any bees. Here is my queen excluder, which is all filled up with bridge comb. Okay, I've got a drone frame in there. Okay, so I'm supposed to identify bees. These are worker bees on top here, some squished dead ones. I bet you if I turn this over, I'll see some drones that didn't make it. Okay, here we go. I guess I have propolis on my hive tool. Propolis is sticky, it's different than wax. So I want to be very careful when I pry this open so not to bend any of the wires. And I also don't want that pop sound, because that will cause vibrations. Okay. I'm going to look on the underneath of my queen excluder for my queen. That's a broodminder temperature sensor. And I don't see the queen, so I'm going to lay this next to the hive. Any bees that come off can come back into the entrance. Okay, this is a really nice population of bees. I'm counting 10 frames of bees. This hive is booming. This is great because later on I think I'm going to have to go back and most likely take some as resources for the other hives. I identified a little frame that I'll probably pull out. Okay. And I'm going into the second frame. And I'm pushing down between the frames to cut the propolis on the frame. Make it easier to take out. I particularly like my J-hook. Gently pry that side up. Gently pry this side up. I'm going to lift this out straight as best I can. Whoops. Okay. That's a little stuck. So this is also capped honey and some nectar on the side. I'll look and see if I see queen. Mostly nectar and honey. I don't see any, there's a little bit of bee bread there. We can come back to it. We wanted to talk about pollen and bee bread. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in my quiet box. Nice safe place for that to go just in case the queen's on there. Okay. Still have smoke. I'll take this frame out. This one's very light. Okay. This is a great frame. I see eggs, larvae on here. Bees with pollen. These are worker bees. I don't see any drones. I haven't spotted the queen yet. I'm turning it over in front on top of the hives just in case I spill bees. I see eggs in the cell clearly. Young larvae. Okay, this is capped brood, and these cells are being capped here. These pinholes, they're close to being finished to be capped. This is capped brood, it is not honey. There's nectar on the outside here. And again, I'm looking for the queen.
You can see some exposed brood there too. Look at that.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, these little larvae. Isn't it? You hold a frame with the sun behind you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could see straight in. My son is also... Oh, there's a small hive beetle. Missed it.
Sorry for the editorializing.
That's okay. So that's a nice frame. I'm very happy with that. So I could probably go no further in here, but just out of curiosity, I'm going to look at one more frame because I don't see any signs of diseases. The larva is nice and white. It's a nice full pattern. The cell's getting capped off. I'm going to just look at one more, just in case I left anything off my rubric. Okay, so here's capped brood and larva and eggs, and I'm looking for the queen. And, you know, this is 3 boxes of mediums, and it's not likely I'm going to find her. But as far as I'm concerned, I have a very good inspection here. I'm happy with the size, the population. Okay, they are small hive beetles. When I close this up after this assessment, I'm going to put my refreshed small hive beetle traps in. I must have broken some sort of small hive beetle jail. Okay, worker, nurse bees. I don't see any drones at the moment. Well, I do have a drone frame. Let's see if I can get over to the drone frame to show you what that looks like. They may not have droned out. I put this drone frame in because I also produce queen bees, and I like having my own drones flooding the population of my neighborhood.
Is that actually the reasoning?
Yeah. Yeah, we want my gentle dynamics in here and not, you know, who's got a little bit more here. I think the bees are confused because they don't see the peaked roof. This might be overkill. Okay. This is bonus footage for your viewing pleasure. Okay, there we go. That's what you want to see. This is drone brood. That's honey. There's a drone. Drone's bigger eyes. I also have taken the instrumental insemination program with Sue Colby and Avert drones, and also instrumentally inseminate queens. So this is our spotted lanternfly honey. I guess, can you see the color? How dark our honey is here from the spotted lanternfly nectar flow, and also from the Japanese knotweed. Okay, so
Look at that they're all eating. What's going on there?
they're drinking it. I broke open some cells, so they're drinking it. The smoke sometimes causes them to drink it. So I've identified drone cells, worker cells, capped honey, capped brood, eggs, larvae. I have not seen the queen. I feel like this hive is in good shape. I want to take care of the small hive beetle situation in the top, so I'm putting this back together. And I think I've named everything on the rubric, but let me get this hive closed, then I'm going to check my rubric. Still lit, still smoking. Okay. No bees in that box, so in good shape. This one back. Let's put it back on. I was just supposed to show that I can handle these gently. Okay.
What are you looking for?
Let me put this back down.
Oh, the rubric.
Okay, give them some smoke. Still smoking. Well, that's interesting. See this bee? It's all black and waxy and
Oh, what the heck?
yeah, missing its hair. That's not a good sign. Can you see that actually? How waxy that bee is?
I guess I can't zoom in.
No, that's okay. So I'm identifying a bee that just was all waxy.
I think I got some footage of it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was weird.
Well, I guess I should point out I don't see any obvious deformed wing virus. It's really nice to be able to look through this clear inner cover. I'm looking at the bees. It did have high mites, so I am going to have to treat in September with Apivar. There's the small hive beetle towel that they have corralled them in. I cannot believe how well that has worked. That's the small hive beetle trap. Okay. I'm going to check the rubric and I get this back together.
Oh, watch out, there's a stone in there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As you can see, the bees are really gentle. Let me put my hand right over the top. Oh my gosh, look at this. Yep.
Ooh.
So we don't have small hive beetles up here over winter. These have just come up from packages and such in the south, and that's where my population is coming from. I see the stones, and I have to fix that.
Mm-hmm. They're all on the side, though.
Okay. The hive is essentially put back together, except for the inner cover here. I want to check my rubric.
I got the rubric right here.
Oh, you've got it.
Yeah, I picked it up. There you go.
Here's my rubric. Smoker is lit. Remains lit. You can see smoke. I'm going to give myself some points for that. Proper PPE. Use the smoker applied throughout. Hive tool. Hail frames confidently. Okay. Hive parts. Bottom board. Hive bodies. Medium brood, medium super, medium honey super. Queen excluder. With my clear inner cover. These are frames, medium frames. The bees, workers, we saw a couple drones. I didn't see the queen. Brood, we saw eggs, larvae, and cap pupa in all stages. Drone pupa, no, we didn't see any cells or cups at this moment in time. Not the time of year for it. There's plenty of nectar, there's honey, there's not that much pollen I saw immediately, so I'm actually going to put some out in my pollen feeder. Propolis, yes, we identified the brown propolis that glues together the boxes, and the wax. Okay, so that should be 100. Okay, now I just want to show that I take notes. So today's date is the
September 1st.
9/1. So we're in hive number 7. I didn't see the queen, but I saw eggs, larvae, cap, brood. Frames of bees, I definitely saw 10 plus. Frames of brood, I didn't go in too far, but I at least saw a 2 plus. Frames of honey, yeah, the top super I would say is definitely full. So I'm gonna add another super. Pollen is a little low. We didn't do a mite check. I'm not doing nosema. I'm going to do small hive beetle treatment, and yeah, small hive beetles seen, so let's pull that in red. Okay. I'm Eileen Hyland, signing out. Hopefully you enjoyed my hive inspection. Thank you.